Welcome back to another great edition of The Courtroom, where investigators improvise, prosecutors defend fiction, and my lord occasionally forgets that evidence must be, well, real. Today's episode? Sibanda tries to prove a statement and ends up proving the cold case fiction factory exists. Watch this moment closely. Sibanda starts with the harmless part of the statement, the personal details, the signatures, and the admin section. This is the last time today that anything in this courtroom will make sense. Let's get into it.
Now, say you testified that you made a statement.
Wethule ubufakazi-ke ukuthi-ke unestatement owasenza.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. And then you said it was at the time when you were at Galakabusha Correctional Facility, correct?
Ushilo kona ukuthi lokho kwenzeka ngesikhathi wawusesejele laseGalakabusha.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the statement was reduced to writing.
Ukuthi sabhalwa phansi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Furthermore, Brigadier Gininda also testified that they took a statement from yourself.
Naye-ke uBrigadier Gininda wethula ubufakazi-ke kuyona le nkantolo ukuthi-ke banestatement abasithatha kuwena. Yes.
And at this stage, can you also confirm that your full name is Tiniselani Beki Kuthintwa Buthelezi?
Ngaqinisekisa ukuthi amagama akho aphelele uqiniselani Bheki Kuthintwa Buthelezi.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you were born in 1986, August 6.
Wazalwa nge-6 August 1986.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you also confirmed that you also signed the statement.
Ngiyaqinisekisa nokuthi wasayina futhi.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then your ID number is also on the statement. I want to read it just for your security.
Number yakho-ke umazisi ibhaliwe-ke napha ngeke ngiyifundeke nayo ukuvikeleka nje kwakho-ke noma ukuhlanganisa nokuvikeleka kwakho. Yes.
And then I want to then show you a document at the stage. It's in the original. Can you see that document?
Yeah, one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you recognize the signature at the bottom of the statement?
Yeah. Yes.
Is that your signature?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then on the next page of the statement, there's also a signature. You see that signature?
Yeah. Yes.
And then there's also a date just above your signature.
Date not.
1908-2020.
And the time.
Yes, cut.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
And then there's also a signature at the bottom of the statement.
Yes, only this.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there is a signature of Brigadier Gininda.
Yes, got Brigadier Gininda.
Okay.
Okay.
And you said this statement was taken from you at the time you were at Galakabusha prison, correct?
Ushilo ukuthi-ke sathatha kona-ke ngesikhathi wawuseseGalakabusha.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this statement was taken by Brigadier Gininda.
Ukuthi-ke sabhalwa uBrigadier Gininda.
Ngeke ngiqinisekise kodwa Gininda yona ngakhuluma naye sasibhala umuntu wayahamba naye.
I wouldn't be certain, but at the time when Gininda was talking, someone else was writing who was with him.
But as an officer of this court, now I know that this handwriting is the handwriting of Brigadier Gininda.
Manje-ke nanjengomuntu-ke osebenza-ke kule nkantolo noma ukhona-ke enkantolo sengiyazi-ke manje ukuthi isandla lesi esikaBrigadier Gininda.
All
right.
And then you also confirm that this is your signature as well.
Now uyaqinisekisa ukuthi nguwena wasayina lapha.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's one on the first page and there's a signature also on the second page.
Signature lana wasayina futhi nalana futhi.
Yes.
Yes.
And the statement was duly commissioned.
Okay. Nokuthi-ke base besibeka noma-ke besayinda-ke ngokwasemaphoyiseni ngipheceleziko lebo bathi kubona-ke ucommissioner.
All right.
Right.
And then it says it was done so in his presence, Brigadier Gininda at Galakabusha prison in Pangini.
Uyasho ke lana ke uBrigadier Geninda ukuthi lokho kwenzeka ke ekhona yena ejele ke eqala kabusha empangeni.
And the date there that is appearing is 2020-08-19 at 20.
Nayi ke i-date 19 August 2020 isikhathi u-8.
Thank you. And then it was also your testimony that this document was never read back to you.
Ushilo ke kufaka lapho ukuthi ke abakazi bakufundele ukuthi emuva ukuthi beqedile ukubhala abazange bakufundele. Yes.
In what language were you communicating with Brigadier Geninda as well as the people that he was with?
Manje ke wena naye uBrigadier Geninda kanye nabantu ke aye nabo iliphi ulimi enanikhuluma ngalo?
Ngikhuluma isiZulu.
I was conversing in isiZulu.
And then Brigadier Geninda?
Geninda yena
Hey, sanoma wayekhuluma wayekhuluma isiNgisi.
I think he was conversing in English. I'm not certain.
So how did you manage to communicate with him?
Manje ke kwenzeka kanjani ke ukuthi ke nikwazile ukuthi ke nizwane?
Sasilekelela umphathi jele uyaka.
Yaka, the present head was assisting us.
So as Brigadier Geninda was asking you questions, Yaka was acting as a translator.
Wayethi kuma Geninda buza abe uyaka yena ke sebeyatolika ke. Yes.
So Yaka can also attest to what was being written on this statement.
Manje ke uyaka lokho kubhaliwe lana naye angaqinisekisa noma angakufakazela lokho kubhaliwe lana.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that right there was the only peaceful moment you're going to see today. Sibanda read the personal details, the signatures, the admin section. And yes, Makimba agreed, because those parts are real. Those parts belong to him. But here's the real question. Why does Sibanda look like he just survived a storm because the witness agreed with his own name? Little did he know that the moment he steps into the contents, the entire cold case narrative is going to burst into flames. And if you think this little calm moment was harmless, wait until you see what happens when the law tries to stop the disaster before it even begins. Here it goes.
My lord, at this stage, the state begs leave from the court to then confront this witness with the contents of the statement that he signed, commissioned in his present, interpreted by Mr. Yaka. The only issue is the one of credibility, whether indeed the witness, Mr. Brigadier Geninda did read the statement back to the deponent.
What's the time?
It's 2:56.
Okay, fine.
Is the court's matter. The court's finding, therefore, or is the court's view that despite the fact that the statement was never read back to the witness and the witness was never afforded the opportunity to read it back, the statement was adequately proven?
No, it's proving it. What are you doing now, sir?
He is saying, my lord, may I then proceed to confront this witness
Yes.
with the content of the statement,
Yes.
despite the fact that
Yes,
this witness says it was never read back to him,
because
and he never read it, and that's a question of credibility.
That's
Now I'm
it.
asking this court, whether this court is therefore of the considered view that despite that
Yes.
necessary
Yes,
requirement,
the court is.
the state has been proved.
the court is of that view because
Thank you, my lord.
the doctor is trying to prove the statement.
Now, thank you, my lord.
Yeah, fine.
What you just saw wasn't a judicial ruling. It was a senior judge abandoning the steering wheel in the middle of a legal collision. Let's call it what it is. Judge Rata didn't overrule Manisi. He surrendered to Sibanda's desperation. A witness says the statement was never read back to him. The defense objects on solid textbook grounds. The law is clear. The law is clear. The procedure is clear. Common sense is clear. And yet, my lord still leaned forward and handed Sibanda permission like a man approving a disaster he didn't bother to inspect. You have to ask yourself, what went wrong with him? Where did the senior judge instinct disappear to? How does a man with decades on the bench ignore the most basic safeguard of witness rights? Because this wasn't a small oversight. This wasn't a momentary lapse. This was a full-scale judicial malfunction. A senior judge is supposed to protect the integrity of the process. Instead, he protected Sibanda's shortcut. He protected a contaminated statement. He protected a narrative that was already falling apart before it even began. And the worst part? He did it with confidence, as if giving Sibanda permission to prove a statement the witness disowns was somehow a normal, acceptable, rational decision. It wasn't. It was reckless and embarrassing. It was the kind of ruling that makes the public look at the bench and ask, is anyone actually in charge here? Because when a judge ignores the witness, ignores the objection, ignores the law, and still says, go ahead, he's not maintaining order, he's endorsing chaos. And the chaos arrived immediately. The moment Sibanda entered the contents, the entire statement collapsed like a cheap umbrella in a storm. Judge Rata didn't just allow the disaster. He signed the permission slip. And if you think this legal chaos was bad, wait until you see what happens when Sibanda finally enters the contents and the entire statement collapses like a cheap tent in a thunderstorm.
Okay. It says First Loras case 636 of 10/2014. I'll make a copy available to Mr. Jonasi. Oh, you've got the original. I, the undersigned, Beniselani Beki Kutindwa Butelezi, born 1986-0806, ID number, I will not read it. State under oath in English. You can interpret it to me. I want to ask questions.
Alright. Ifundeka ngalendlela mina ke obhaliwe ke la ngaphansi uqiniselani ibheka kuthini kuthintwa Buthelezi wazalwa nge-6 zika-August 1986 ngeke ngifundeke i-ID number ngisho lokhu ke okubhaliwe la ngesingisi.
And then do you confirm this is your name and surname?
Uyaqinisekisa ukuthi ke la amagama akho kanye nesibongo sakho?
Yebo.
Yes.
And then do you also confirm that this is your date of birth as well as the ID number?
Uyaqinisekisa futhi nokuthi ke ilanga ke nonyaka owazalwa ngawo lona kanye futhi ke nenamba yakho kamazisi?
Ngiqinisekisa unyaka. Ayidini mangayazi ukuthi ngiyibona eqala khona ngiyazi apha sekugcineni.
Yes, I can confirm the year, the ID number, although I'm not certain when it comes to the last numbers, but at the beginning, yes, I can confirm the ID number.
And then who provided this information to Brigadier Gininda?
Ubani owatshela uBrigadier Gininda noma wanikeza uBrigadier Gininda le mininingwane?
Mina ngamnika ukugcina la i-date of birth. Wanikwa yimi yes. Ugcina la i-date of birth.
I'm the one who provided him the information, but up to the date of birth.
But you also did give him your full names as well as the surname, correct?
Kodwa amagama nesibongo baba wena, yes.
And then it reads, I am an adult male born 1986-0806 and currently incarcerated in Kalakabusha Correctional Service as of 17 October 2018. I am originally from Machamhlope, Kwanongoma.
Yaqhubeka ke uthi ke ngiwumuntu ke osekhulileke wesilisa owazalwa 1986-0806 kumanje njena ke ngivalelwe ke ejele laseKalakabusha ukusuka ke nge-17 October 2018. Nokuthi ke ngibuya ke eMachamhlope kwaNongoma. Yes.
You confirm all this information?
Uyaqinisekisa konke lokho okubhalela?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you provide this information to Brigadier Gininda?
Wena watshela uBrigadier Gininda lokho?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then that was through the interpreter of the day, Mr. Yaka?
Ukhona ke utolika ngalelo langa umnumzana uYaka?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would like to state that Marco Kulikani Siyabonga Buthelezi was my biological brother. Marco was born 1982, February 12th.
Ngifisa ke ukusho ukuthi ke uMarco Khulekani Siyabonga Buthelezi kwakungumfowethu ke ngizalwa naye ukuthi yena ke uMarco wazalwa nge-12 kuFebruary 1982.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then furthermore, just on the previous paragraph that you were incarcerated at Kalakabusha prison as of 17 October 2018, did that information come from you?
Lokho kubhalwe lana kuma singahlehla nje umuva ukuthi ke ngisejele laseKalakabusha ke ukusuka nge-17 October 2018 wena wakusho lokho?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that Marco Buthelezi is your brother? Give this information?
uMarco Buthelezi umfowenu wena wakusho lokho?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they also gave the name Kulikani Siyabonga Buthelezi. Was it you?
Lana ke kunamagama uKhulekani Siyabonga Buthelezi kwabo wena?
Ayi, ngisho la ngamako Siyabonga kakhulu
I mentioned the name of Marcos and Siyabonga. I never mentioned the name of Kulegani.
And then you confirm his date of birth as well?
Uyaqinisekisa ukuthi ke wazalwa ke ngalo nyaka ngayo le date ngale nyanga. Yes.
Paragraph 3. As of 23 August 2013, both of us, Marco and myself, were incarcerated, detained, and kept in prison. Paragraph 3.
Okay. Ukusuka ke ngo-2013, the 23 August. Sobabili ke mina no Marco saboshwa, sagcinwa noma savalelwa ke sagcinwa ke ejele azange si okay sagcinwa ejele.
Is that correct?
Kuyiqiniso lokho?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who is the source of the information?
Ubani owakhuluma lokho?
Amen.
It's me.
In front of Brigadier Ginin,
Phambi kwakhe uBrigadier Gininda. Yes.
as well as Mr. Yaka.
Naye umnumzana uYaka. Yes.
No bail was granted on both of us. We were incarcerated in Freyhead Prison from 2013-08-23 to 2016-10-18.
Azange siyitholeke ibail sobabili savalelwa ke ejele lase Freyhead ukusuka ke ngo-2013 2308 befika ke nge 2016 10 18.
16, is it 10 and we got 10 and 18?
2016-10-18.
Yes. 18 kunyanga ka-October ngo-2016.
Is that correct?
Kuyiqiniso lokho?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who gave Brigadier Gininda this information?
Ubani owatshela uBrigadier Gininda lokho? It's me.
Was he writing this information as you were talking to him?
Ngabe wayekubhala lokhu nanjengoba wena wawukhuluma umtshela?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was then arrested again in October 2018 to date.
Ngaboshwa futhi ke kusuka ngaye ke uOctober ka-2018 ka-2018 kuzofika manje. Yes.
Paragraph 4. During the year 2014, myself and my brother, Marco Buthelezi, were in prison.
Ngonyaka ke ka-2014 mina nomfowethu uMarco sasisejele. Yes.
Is that correct?
Kuyiqiniso lokho? Yes.
Who was the source of this information?
Ubani owakhuluma lokho? I was the source of the information.
I will further state that I know personally Muzisi Biya, who is my homeboy from Kwanongom.
Ngiyafisa ukusho noma ngiyathanda ke ukusho ukuthi ke ngiyamazi uMuzi Sibiya owumkhaya wami ke buya kwaNongoma.
Sibambe lapho.
Okay.
Samsigcina la ukhuluma la. UMoses Biya njani yenze ikhulume lokho sigcina la.
Let's just hold it right there. Mine ends right here. The witness pointing out where it ends with, during the year 2014, myself and my brother Marco Buthelezi were in prison. The witness says mine ends just there. Now with regards to Moses Sibiya was my homeboy, I know nothing about that.
Okay. Do you personally know Muzisi Biya?
Wena uyamazi uMoses Sibiya?
Mazi umbona uma ngiyasho mazi umbona lapha hostel.
I know him just by sight or by seeing him there at the hostel, as I earlier on indicated.
Yes, Mr. Buthelezi, my question is, do you personally know Mr. Sibiya?
Kodwa umbuzo wami kuwena ukuthi wena nje kuwena uyamazi uMnumzana Sibiya?
Yes, umbona.
Yes, just by sight, by seeing him there at the hostel.
And then you also said, in the statement, that he's my homeboy from Kwanongom.
Siyaqhubeka ke statement noma kubhaliwe la ku statement ukuthi ke umkhaya wami ubuya kwaNongoma.
All right.
Right.
And it was your evidence earlier on that you said Muzisi Biya is a homeboy from Kwanongoma, or whoever that you saw that at Basuti Hostel, you assume that they're from Kwanongom.
Bekubufakazi bakho ke futhi nangesikhathi kuqala ke uthi ubufakazi la ekseni ukuthi ke umbona ke laphana ehostel nokuthi ke umkhaya wakho ubuya kwaNongoma nokuthi ke wena ke ukuthi ke abantu laba ababese hostel wena utshela ukuthi abantu ababuya abaqhamuka kwaNongoma.
Yeah.
Yes.
Muzisi Biya used to stay at Basutwini Hostel in Vosloorus.
Umuzi Sibiya wayehlala eBasutwini hostel eVosloorus. Okay, I hear.
Does it accord with your evidence that you gave earlier on today?
Ingabe lokhu kuyahambisana yini nobufakazi bakho obetholile phambi kwale nkantolo uma uqala nje namhlanje noma nenkulumo yakho eshilo la enkantolo namhlanje?
ukuthi umuzi ngiyamazi angibona uStella kuyahambisana.
That I know Sibia and I used to see him at the hostel, it accords.
So nje statement sami mina ngasitshela uGinenda sasigcina ukuboshwa kwami. Ngicazela ukuboshwa kwami nomfowethu okunye ngaye. Angisakwazi ukuqhubekayo la.
But with regards to my statement, what I said to Kinenda, it goes to as far as my arrest together with my brother. But anything else that is happening here now, I know nothing about it.
Okay.
And there it is, the explosion everyone saw coming except the people who caused it. The moment Sibanda entered the contents, the statement disintegrated in real time, line after line, paragraph after paragraph. Mahimba rejected everything with the confidence of a man who knows exactly what he said. And exactly what Gininda added behind his back. He denied 3/4 of the statement. He denied mentioning Muzi Sibia. He denied every detail that magically appeared in Gininda's version. Now ask yourself, how does a witness deny most of his own statement? Who added the missing pieces? Who benefits from the fiction? This is why Baloyi rushed him to Pretoria. He knew once the defense finished with him, the state would drag him into this forged script. He tried to control the timing, but he couldn't control the truth, because today the truth didn't whisper. It walked into court, grabbed the cold case script, and set the entire fiction factory on fire. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you on my next upload. I'm Skybridge. Goodbye.